on the car. If you can.
大家好，我是郑颖聪，我是本地的车手，欢迎大家来到上海国际赛道。那我们要注意一下帽子的话，有可能。
It's a really cool complex, isn't it? Yeah, it's really tough on the drivers to commit to a move and make it work. We've seen collisions here in the past. We've seen drama here in the past. We've also seen qualifying laps being made or broken at these corners. So it's very, very special. Very, very cool. I think it's one of the best bits of the year, don't you?
那欢迎我来到我们的1号、2号弯，它是一个
Basically a percentage of the entire lap. So it doesn't sound like much. Give them a wave, give them a cheer. And it's 56% of this lap is on full throttle. A lot of it is on the big long straight at the back of the lap, which we're going to see later on. You can see it's probably one of the most impressive straights of the Formula 1 season. It's going to be a real challenge for the drivers with these new regulations. I'm going to run through those regulations for you guys. I know a lot of you might have already heard them. You watched the Grand Prix last weekend. You might have seen it on social media, but I'll just kind of bring you guys up to speed on it.
赛道。
For those British viewers of Ferrari or European ones, in fact, you might have recognised two of the faces down there. That's some of the Sky crew, Sky TV crew. When we're going around the lap, if you see anyone on a track walk, give them a wave, give them a cheer. Feel very sorry for them because it's cold and it's 5.5 kilometres to get around a lap of this circuit.
我们的 DRS 我们都已经是没有了。那取而代之的话，我们今天会有3个不一样的。第一个就是那个指路的模式，指路的模式的话，就是会在一些特定的地方，直到尾翼和头翼都可以打开，然后减阻，然后我们之后还有一个是一个超车的模式，然后还有一个是一个 boost 的模式，所以今年的话会稍微听起来会比较复杂，但是如果你
straights, and the only time you're not allowed to use it is on the run from the start line to the first corner at the start of the race. Anywhere else you're allowed to use it. They're the big changes. It's really putting on some interesting racing. It's it's the first time we've seen such a big regulation change in pretty much since 2008, 2009. That was the last time we saw such a drastic change. But it's gone to be replaced with a battery boost essentially. It's got like a hybrid boost that is still deployed with a button on the steering wheel. The slight difference that we see now is the detection zones. So previously on a lap you'd have 3 detection zones and 3 deployment zones, i.e. it varies massively. Some circuits there's less, some circuits you have to change tyres at least once. The more times you change tyres, the more times you lose. So a one-stop strategy, a 2-stop strategy is what we're going to see this weekend. The biggest thing that the teams are going to have to bear in mind is temperature. So if we look on the side right now, we don't have any rubber on it. Looks like tarmac, looks like a normal road, nice and smooth. You can see bits of it on the outside, but that's where, if you're over there, you've done something majorly wrong, you're probably going to lose your job. The rubber that we're 20 degrees Celsius, when they come out of the ovens, so it's about 500 degrees sometimes. And more, we've seen in the past. That's when you've got it really wrong. This thing we'll see this weekend. When do you overtake? When do you sit behind? The reason I say that is to do with the battery power. So you've seen in Australia, the battery deployment or the hybrid boost deployment played such a crucial role in qualifying in the Melbourne Grand Prix and also through the race as well. Drivers were losing about, but it's going to be interesting regarding that side of things. But can you give us an insight, as a driver who's driven around here before, in Formula 4 cars, you have your own Formula 4 driver here with us today, very lucky for that. At this point on the lap,
every single corner, like a bit, and then trying to do like a perfect lap.
Cool. So you're going to see very soon, well, I mean that's a cool thing to see. I know it's probably not for anyone else. Painting grass is not the most exciting thing. I find it really cool. They paint the grass every weekend. We come to Formula 1, paint the grass. I think it's really cool. They paint this grass everywhere we go. You see it on TV, you take it for granted. That's someone's job. I mean, I've never seen that on LinkedIn, but if you're a grass painter, fair play. I'd love to know what degree. Less so often. But that basically stands for straight mode. So straight mode is that battery boost that I was on about before. This is where the drivers can deploy that full battery boost down to straight. That's where straight mode is engaged in terms of the aero and the battery boost. It's a bit of everything. I went to the opticians before I went to Melbourne, and they said everything was alright, but I literally cannot see a hairpin anywhere. In a Formula 1 car, you're going to get there a little bit quicker than we are on the back of this truck, because it is a very long walk. But this is going to be an interesting point, isn't it, for overtaking. Very heavy braking zone for a really high speed. Braking point, you're going to end up in the side of your mate in the next corner. And we're going to look over the side now. You can see these boards, 200, 150, 150 on either side. Those are meters to the actual corner itself. A Formula 1 car is probably hitting near on 300 kilometers an hour coming into this corner. So, the M1 motorway in the UK is not going to stop in 150 metres from 300 kilometres an hour. These cars are impressive. The brakes are insane. The discs on these cars, they're a carbon forged disc basically. They take about 6 months to create one disc. They're expensive, they're very expensive. They're not like the usual ones you have in your road car. They're about this thick. Your road car one's about this thick. Formula 1 brake discs are pretty much triple the thickness. They look like a house brake. They cost about the same as a house as well. You've got the pit entry that runs straight ahead, facing the wrong way, straight ahead. If we were to carry on straight ahead now, we'd be in the pit lane. We're going to take a left shove. If you hit that, it's going to bounce you out wide. And you can see on the outside, there's not much runoff. You've got a tiny bit of curb and then it's straight to gravel. If you drop a wheel into that gravel, you're either going to end up on our left-hand side here, or you're going to end up further down on the timing sheets. Either way, both horrible places to be, both ruin your ego pretty quick, and probably hit your paycheck a little bit as well. As we make our way now onto the final pit straight, take a look on the start line. The finish line itself is a little bit kind of further down. These grid boxes where the cars line up, if you're ever so slightly too far, a loss of time, a loss of kind of track position in a sense. So, thank you very much everyone for joining us. We've had a pleasure taking you guys around the lap here. I've been joined by my wonderful host, Andy. Enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the Grand Prix. Please have a loud cheer and a round of applause.
是的，大家如果对奔驰的 AMG 系列有好奇的话呢，他们也已经连续3年都在中国大奖赛围场外开设飞控区域了。不仅在那里可以体验到灯光实际模拟器的体验，同时也可以亲自驾驶 AMG。